So we just got a new Intel report from Ground Branch, talking about new visual effects, quality of life updates, the new overhaul of the depot map, and some new AI features. So let's get into it. So they started off this Intel report by saying, one welcome, one farewell. Yet another programmer has just been welcomed on board the Ground Branch team, Callan Coombs, who has previously worked on Rising Storm 2 Vietnam alongside environmental artist Will Bullen, and is now among the ranks of Blackfoot Studios. That doubles the amount of code guys from what we had just a couple of months ago to a total of 4, which should allow us to tackle more areas of development more efficiently. So that right there is really good news. Obviously more developers, more stuff that they can work on, and more updates. Then they go on to say a bittersweet goodbye to Mixon. So it looks like he's left Blackfoot Studios to go work for Infinity Ward, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so getting onto the new visual effects. Birds and blasts. Particles and other visual effects continue to get improved by Charles, with the assistance from our programmers and the audio team. A small but cool detail is the seagull bird flock, which will add some more life to certain maps. It's a simple yet robust system that allows us to create bird flocks of various sizes and have them to react to gunfire. And then they go on to say, speaking of gunfire, muzzle effects are also getting a lot of love. In this video, Charles showcases his system for muzzle flash to display different sets of sprites depending on camera angle. They then go on to explain what that means. And reading this, it actually makes a lot of sense and is pretty cool. For those who don't know, particle effects are typically composed of 2D textures, like flat pictures painted on a cardboard cutout, that are always facing the camera. By always facing the camera, you never get to see the flat textures from a different angle, which would give away the fact that they have no actual depth. With the system showcased in the video, the side-facing muzzle flashes that look longer automatically transitions to front-facing muzzle flashes that look rounder, based on the camera angle to give the illusion of a real-world tri-dimensional effect. So for me, when that's explained like that, it makes a lot of sense, and I think it looks really, really dope. The next video they show is muzzle blast effects. More specifically, the dust rays from certain surfaces when hit by a shockwave created by proximity with a shooting gun. Lastly, for today's visual effects showcase, the old funky looking door chunks created after a door breach are being replaced with an updated particle based effect. This effect is likely transitional, as in it will make way for a better one later on, but quite a bit nicer than the silly door chunks currently in 1032. So next for some quality of life updates. The handling of custom item builds in customized operator screen has been given some love. We know you like your custom builds, but browsing them can quickly become unwieldy. So we made a change whereby when you open the item browser, custom builds are initially stacked under the default item. Click on the stack and it will expand to display all your custom builds. So I think that's a really good quality of life update. I know browsing some of your custom builds can be quite a pain, so having them in all one section will be great. We are also aware of the number of times you get pop-up dialogues and are asked to fill in the item build names, which is something I hate. When editing your loadout, we don't want this to get in the way of your tactical Barbie activities. So we put in a new feature using the new mutuators system. Your item builds are now given default names based on what you have put together. Again, another awesome quality of life update. So your new MK17 CQC with a suppressor and a Spectre DR scope is now given a default build name of, say, MK17 CQC SD Spectre DR. And then they go to say, see some examples of automatic build names in the GIF above, which I'll show right now. They also go to say, if you do want to name your own builds, you can still do that. You just save as new and then you can name it whatever you want. If you don't want to do that, you just hit save and it'll automatically save for you. Longer mission timers and new intel retrieval feature. If you want your quality of life to be arguably reduced, then we also have this covered for you. Congratulations to the person who asked for this. You spoke and we listened. Now you can have your 2-hour mission timer, which is crazy. There's no way I'm playing Ground Branch 1 map for 2 hours. Then they say, no, we will not raise this higher because you are already about as hardcore as Ground Branch player as we can frankly handle, which is pretty funny. Now this part here I think is going to be really cool. It says, and if you like the new Terrorist Hunt Bum Rush feature, you will love the new Intel Retrieval Extraction Mayhem. Final name TBD. Mindful that the extraction phase of Intel Retrieval missions can sometimes be anticlimax, usually due to eradicating all traces of tangos in your path. You will now have to be careful what you wish for. Upon successfully hacking the laptop, you will trigger a security alert that will send the enemy AI to either hunt you down or to boost their presence at the extraction. We may have to tweak this a bit to be more sane, but in the meantime prepare for extraction mayhem, which sounds absolutely crazy and a lot of fun. Okay, so onto match systems. As part of our server quality of life update, we have implemented a match system, where specific criteria can be defined for the end of a match, such as best of 3 or PvP, or play until 2 rounds for PvE. This can be set on servers in the usual sort of way and also selected in the host game menu. When the match criteria are met, the server will automatically advance to the next map in the map list. Map type and round time limits can be specified in map list per mission, so you can have custom match setups for different missions in the map list. Otherwise, servers have predefined settings for PvE co-op modes, PvP modes, and the new game mode type of PvP FFA free-for-all, which now includes the deathmatch mode. But there's more. The match details can be viewed in the ready room on a new screen, along with the interface for all players to vote on what the next map is going to be. So awesome updates for multiplayer games. Unfortunately, I don't really play many multiplayer games. Being in Australia, there's not a lot of servers and there's not a lot of people playing multiplayer. So unfortunately, I'll probably be skipping this. Next up, they just showed us some photos of the depot overhaul. They're saying that it's near completion and pretty much ready to go. Alright, now onto some AI. As mentioned a few reports ago, AI is being hooked up with a new light detection system that should make night operations a lot more satisfying. Then they go on to show a video using the GP NVG-18s, which I guess will be coming in the game, unless they're using the mod, and then also using the IR illuminator. This video is pretty cool, so check it out. Then after that, they say, and while we're talking AI, here's a quick little door breach test that the new programmer Chris put together. So this is using the new teammate AI system.
Open and clear.
They also say, to make it perfectly clear, the video above is not 1033 material, nor is it any of this necessarily representative of final features. We just want to show you that friendly AI is indeed being actively prototyped and worked on. Next up, ongoing asset updates. So they're just showing that they're working on weapons and the 3D assets and making them look better, working on textures, that sort of thing. In the example, they show the MPX, which I'll put up on the screen now. So there's a lot of information there, a lot to digest, honestly. If you did stick around for the whole video, I really appreciate it. But that's everything for now. Pretty huge update, honestly, and I'm pretty excited about it. Really looking forward to the new lighting for the AI. Obviously the new depot map, or the rework of the depot map. The bird flocks is going to be awesome. The new particle effects. The new gun effects are going to be really cool. So yeah, very excited for this. If you did like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down. That's perfectly fine. Comment, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.